Welcome to another edition of the EFL Fantasy Football Podcast. As always, it's your boy, the champ, Trav Trill, aka Sleazy T. With me is the co-host, the commish himself, Elias. Another week is in the books. This season is already riddled with controversy. We'll be going over that in today's episode. We're going over our power rankings, who won, who lost, who needs to get their shit together. We got our segments, Cleo Time, Ballers on the Bench. This Ballers on the Bench is going to be funny. You'll see why later. And we got a new segment featuring Patrick called Protect Your Neck. Guys, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Let's get it.
You already know by the intro what it is. I'm your boy BDE, the commish. This is my boy Trav. Trav, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing, man.
I see we both rocking our gear because our teams both win, but I can't say that's the truth for fantasy. Only one of us won this past week.
Yep. You fucking loser.
Damn, right? Spoiler alert. Before we get into the weekly matchups, I think it's time that I address the EFL as the commish.
Yes, we need this. We need to hear from the commish.
So this is my first and only public statement. Hey, what the fuck is that, a 60 ounce?
It's a regular bottle. After a long day at work, I got to come home to a beer. You feel me?
So there was a questionable trade that went down between Eddie and Patrick. Patrick's been with us since day one. Eddie's came last year, but both of them know that this was unacceptable. I was told, somebody pointed that trade out to me, and for those who don't know, Eddie traded Hollywood Brown and Joe Mixon to Patrick for Kareem Hunt and Amari Cooper. So as the commissioner, I reached out to both parties involved in this trade, told them reverse it. It can't, that should not happen. You know, Eddie was 0-3 at the time. Before, we find out what happens later on, and we'll talk to our guest about how he feels about that. But Eddie was 0-3. Everybody felt that he's fire selling, trading away his best players. So this can't happen. It happened in the past to us with Courtney and Ty, or Courtney and K1, whoever the hell it was, but it happened. I asked several owners. You guys were not happy with the trade. Patrick, can you go on record and saying how you felt about my fault. I keep calling you Pat. Trav, can you go on record to say how you felt about the trade?
Yeah, first of all, fuck you for that. I felt like it jeopardized the integrity of the league. I really did. I feel like we can't have, because like you said, that happened to us before. But before it was way worse because it was blatant.
Oh, it was way worse. Way worse.
So, that definitely ruins the game. So, I mean, I'm just happy that both parties agreed that the trade wasn't, it wasn't good. And luckily they didn't really put up too much of a fight.
Well, hold on. We'll get into that. So I spoke to both parties, told them to send the trade back. None of them did. So I, as the commish, as I said yesterday, had to bring the fucking hammer down. I reversed the trade myself. A certain someone that was involved in this trade wasn't too happy, and I don't give a fuck to say his name, Patrick No Neck, whatever you want to say, called me complaining, and I get it, because you go from stacking your lineup with Joe Mixon and Hollywood. I get why he's mad, but as the commissioner, I have to protect the integrity of the league, as you said. It's my job. This is not a free league. If this was a free league, fuck it. By all means, stack one team.
Well, listen, I'm hearing from sources.
Hold on. I'm gonna get involved. I'm gonna get into this.
What am I gonna say?
That I denied it because I played Pat this week. Right? So the trade did not go down. I protected the EFL. I protected the Shield. I protected our brand from that ridiculous trade. Eddie, if you want to get better, put the fucking rice down. We've been saying it for 4 weeks already. And Patrick, fuck you and fuck everybody else that thinks I rejected this trade because I was scared to play you, bitch ass. I'm never scared to play you, fucking Patrick, fucking heart attack Pack, Big Mac, No Neck, whatever you want to call yourself.
Damn,
I don't care.
Jesus.
I don't care. I'm coming into week 5, and I'm coming into week 5 destroying Patrick. That's all I'm saying.
You're coming in to beat the pants off of him.
I'm coming from behind to beat the pants off of him. Whatever the fuck the NFL thing says. But all I'm saying is, if you guys don't like the way I fucking am the commissioner of the league, start your own fucking league. Good luck. Good luck, Patrick. Good luck, Eddie. You want my what he called it, impeachment? Fuck you. And you know what? Fuck you, Jalen. For all of a sudden, this guy gets a win out of nowhere. Fuck you. But that was my statement.
Had nothing to do with you, so
that was my statement. We're gonna go to the first matchup of the week, where we got the 2-time champ Herc for Prez Brian beating the shit out of the undocumented resident and Kevin. Brian beats Kevin 146.05 to 96.40, putting Brian back to 500 with a 2-2 record, and Kevin dropping 3 in a row after beating me week 1. So on the loser side first, we got Justin Herbert putting 27.5, J.K. Dobbins 22.3. Do I dare say bust of the year? Number 2 pick overall, Jonathan Taylor, 3.3 points. Robert Woods with 13 even, who I think might be rookie of the year, Drake London with 3.7 points and wide receiver 2. George Kittle, another bust with 4.4 points. And Kevin's flex, he went with a 2 tight end lineup this week. He had your boy on this team, Dallas Goedert with 12.2, Mason Crosby with 9, and the fucking Dolphins defense with 1 point. Kevin, put the fucking paper down, put the fucking, whatever you doing, the coke, the crack, whatever you be doing on the weekends, listen.
At the end of the day, just drop out of college, Kevin. If this is the way your team's going to perform, just drop out of college, bro.
Listen to the fucking power. We've been talking about the Dolphins defense shitting on you for weeks, and you still rock with them. I get it. You don't want to make too much moves. You don't want, ICE to realize your IP address and where you at and where they can find you and put you in a fucking containment center. I get it. But boy, come on. It's time to do something. Now we're going to go over the winners team. We got Josh Allen, 25.65 points. Melvin fucking Gordon, negative 1.2 points. Brian beat your ass with a guy who scored negative points. Come on.
That's crazy.
Jamal Williams, who's getting fined every thrust he does, with 23.9 points. Debo with 23.7 points and wide receiver 1. Rookie George Pickens, first time Brian started him on the year, 16.2. Pat, as Travis called him, Faramoth. No, motherfucker, it's Fryermuth with 15.5 points in the tight end position. Mike fucking Evans and Brian's flex, 30.3 points this week. As we know, the best kicker in the league, future Hall of Famer Justin Tucker, 11 points even. And another fucking defense who puts up 1 point. Y'all motherfuckers' defense is terrible.
Terrible. Let me tell you something.
But, Brian didn't need Melvin Gordon, even with his 7 fumbles in the first quarter. Brian still puts a beating on Kevin, man. What a damn shame.
Skeeting and a beating. Embarrassing. But let's go over. I'm about to skip Pat and Conrad. Save that for the next round because that was crazy. So we're gonna go over Jeff versus Jalen. Jeff beat Jalen by a narrow margin of 115 to 110. Jalen loses 1-3, typical Jalen fashion. Let's go over his bum ass team. He had Jalen Hurts with 15 points. Leonard Fournette gave him 18.4. Najee Harris gave him 7.4. Tyreek Hill, 25.9. Michael Pittman with 6.1. My ball, Zach Ertz with 16.7. Romeo, how you say his name? Romeo Dobbs?
Yeah.
I don't even know who that is. With 13.7. His kicker, Kyle, I'm not even going to K Fairburn. Who the fuck is people? With 5 who is that? With 5 points in the Broncos defense with 2. Like, oh my God, bro. Let's go over Jeff's team. None of these people in which he drafted. Aaron Rodgers 21.65. Damian Harris with 15.40. Khalil Herbert with 11.1. AJ Brown with 14.5. Jalen Waddle with 5.9. David Njoku with 9.7. CeeDee Lamb with 21.7. What was this? Greg Gano or Garrison Gano?
Graham Gano.
Oh, I was wrong. Graham Gano with 8.5. Try not to know any Giants players because I fucking hate the Giants because of Comrade. And the Bills defense, 7 points. Jeff getting his third win of the season. Beat Jalen 115 to 110. Jalen, get your shit together, man.
Then we go from 3-1 team and Jeff, who the only loss came to this guy last week, to the only undefeated team in the league. Shout outs to the Waste Bandits, Alex, cracking backs and rubbing sacks, cracking backs and kissing sacks, whatever you want, whatever your motto is. He beats Eddie actually closer than what we thought, 113.85 to 101.25. Obviously, Eddie, at this point, we're thinking Eddie's 0-4.
Yeah.
But we're going to get into that later. So we're going to go on Eddie's roster. Your man started the white Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins with 14.65 points. Joe Mixie, I Get Busy, a.k.a. Max Mixon for Brian, 17.4. A fucking terrible injury to Javonte Williams. 3.7 points. Your man's on IR. Goo, what you going to do? Juju Smith-Schuster is 9.6. Hollywood Brown, 20.8. Dawson Knox was 7, who is also injured upcoming week. Noah Brown, I think the only reason you picked him up because you're the only Cowboy fan in this, so you know your fucking roster top to bottom. And your flex with 9.1. Tyler Bass, Ronnie Bass's older brother, with 10 points even. And the Chargers defense with 9 points. All I can say is one of these teams started a defense, and the team that started defense still lost. This is fucking crazy.
That is crazy.
Then we're going to go over to the Waste Bandits. Shout out to Alex with Patrick Mahomes with 28.85. James Conner with 10.7. Christian McCaffrey fucking finally playing like Christian McCaffrey, 25.8 points last week. DJ Moore, 12.1. Wide receiver 2, Cortland Sutton, who he just shipped out, 16.2. Mark Andrews, who's arguably his best player performance so far, only put a 3.5 this week. Brandon, are you fucking kidding me? With 7.7 points. Evan McPherson with 9. And an empty roster spot in the fucking defense position and still beat fucking Eddie by 12 points. Eddie, get your shit together.
This has to be the first in our fantasy history that this has happened. No defense.
Alex came into this league making us look bad. That's all I'm saying.
It's Alex. I feel like down the stretch his team is gonna go down a lot, but you know, who am I? I'm no Matthew Berry. Well, we got the next match. Upset of the week, probably gonna be the upset of the season. And I think this is one of the biggest upsets in our fantasy history.
Only because the person that got upset is big himself.
Yep, absolutely. Conrad was talking all types of shit about Patrick, beating Patrick. He told me numerous times, I know he told you too, to mention this on the pod. I was like, I got you, Christian McCaffrey. But he beat Patrick 111.9, 142.5. Let's go over the losing side. Pat Lamar Jackson, Big Trust, with 14.5. Kareem Hunt smoking the blunt with 8.8. Saquon Barkley with 18.20. Stephon Diggs with 10.2. Cooper Two Girls One Cup with 26.2. Ball the fuck out. Garrett Everett, baby back bitch. I fucking hate this guy with 17.10. Amari Cooper with 1 point. Ryan Elias suck up at work with 8 points. Packers defense, 7 points. Patrick, 111.90. Let's go over the winning side. Conrad.
Awesome. Year.
Possibly rookie of the year if he keeps this shit up. But next week I'm gonna smoke him. I'm gonna humble him because he's a little bit too fucking cocky.
Did you say you're gonna hump him?
What? I'm gonna humble him.
Oh, I thought you said I'm gonna hump him. I'm about to say, yo, you said you're getting too personal out here.
Get your mind out of the gutter, you nasty piece of shit.
Damn.
Kyler Murray, fun fact: Kyler Murray is 5'2" with 26. Austin bum bitch, baby back bitch Eckler with 33.9. Isaiah McKenzie with 12.10. Gabe Davis with 2.3. Tyler Higbee with 17.3. DK Metcalf on DK No Calf's team with 21.9. Nick Folk with 6 points. My bad. And that's a motorcycle. And Cowboys defense with 11 points. I'll tell you this, Conrad is successful, not because he drafted a good team. He's successful because of the auto picks. I'm saying it right now. I don't care.
What do you think about his decision to start 2 Bills wide receiver?
It was risky. I mean,
I guess in his mind, he figures somebody got to catch it.
That's true, man. But look who he got on a bench. He got a Giants receiver and a Jets receiver. Oh, he was fucked either way. You know what I'm saying?
That's man. Shout out to Conrad with this big win, yo.
Yo, he's trying. He's into it. You know, this is what I like. He's a rookie, never played before. And he's talking about winning the championship his rookie year. Never before done.
All right. I really don't want to go over this matchup. For the simple fact that I lost. He was known that Rogers is my daddy at one point, and he changed his name to the Comeback Kid because I was up almost 100 points at one point on Sunday night. And fucking Tom Brady, Travis Kelce, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire brings them back, and the 49ers defense seals the fucking deal Monday night. Drew beats me 157.65 to 144.95. We're going to go over my team first because I'm the loser. Losers go first. Joe Burrow, 25.95 points. Solid game. Okay. Derrick Henry getting back on track after he ran all over the Raiders defense. He ran all over the Colts defense. 23.7 points. Miles Sanders, part of this team right here, 29.6 points. Devontae Adams, I told you, he listens to the podcast. He heard it. He said, my owner over there in Connecticut needs me to show up. Puts up 19.5 points. Christian Kirk, disappointing this week against the Eagles. 8.3 points. Only had to start him because Amon-Ra St. Brown was injured. Tyler Conklin, 8.2 points. Jets tight end. Another disappointment in receiver, Devontae Smith with 4.7 points. Young Ho Koo, 11 even. Shout out to Alex for all those field goals. I appreciate it. And the Eagles defense with 14. Solid. I had the third highest scoring team this week. Just ran into the first.
Yo, you would have beat most everybody in the league.
The only person I think I would have lost to was Brian, I think.
Just what guy.
You got the GOAT, Tom Brady, finally playing like himself. 34.25. I guess he signed those divorce papers. He said, Giselle, get the fuck out of my life. I'm trying to focus on football. Ezekiel Elliott with 10.1. James Robinson with 1.9. My running backs destroyed his, yo. Curtis Samuel with 7.8 points. And this is when the shit starts getting fucking fucked up for me. Justin Jefferson, 31 even. Travis Kelce at the tight end, 24-20. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 22-40. Jason Sanders, kicker from Miami, 5 points. And the 49ers defense with 21 fucking points on Monday night. I was up 8 points going into Monday night. And after the game, just to know that pick six really fucked me. Pause.
Hey, listen, that game almost messed me up too, man.
Oh, hold on. You never know stat correction, but, shout outs to Drew for winning. What can I say? The Eagles beat them fair and squared, and now I just got to take this L. There's nothing I can do.
Yeah, well, my matchup, I won.
But there's no more matchups for the week, so we can go right to our favorite segment.
Oh, that's crazy. That's just. Don't forget I'm the champ, man.
All right, hurry up and go to your matchup, man. Nobody wants to hear this.
All right, well, I narrowly escaped defeat. Thank God I did beat Chris because I ended up on ballers on the bench with somebody, but thank God I didn't. Let's go over Chris's team first. 0-14, Broncos country. Let's ride. Russell Wilson with 30 points. God damn it. I had a brain fart. Kadero Patterson with 9.8. Damian Pierce with 25.9. Terry McLaurin with 3.5. Jamar Chase with 12.1. Kyle Pitts with 3.5. Greg Wilson with 6.1. Matt Prater with 8 flat, and the Saints defense with 4 points. Now let's go over the champs team. Derek Carr is not the answer in Vegas. I'm saying that now. I don't care. 11.4. Aaron Jones with 14.5. My boy, Nick Chubb with 20.7. Deontay Johnson with 4.2. He's on the trade block, by the way. Hit me up with some interesting.
I did.
Yeah, your offer wasn't interesting. T. Higgins with 25.4. Darren Waller also on the trade block with 5.4. Antonio Gibson also on the trade block with 9.3. The best kicker in the league. I don't care what you say. Daniel Carlson with 11.5. And the Rams defense, you pieces of shit, with 2 almost cost me a win.
Look, you know what saved you? That missed field goal or that blocked field goal or whatever it was saved you. Saved you.
Yo, I had over 100 points on the bench, yo.
As always, what we always say, if we don't call your name, figure some shit out. I'm still the best 1-3 team in the league. Obviously, my team is stacked, but just not performing.
So you're the best.
I'm the best loser. Yes.
The greatest loser of all.
I'm the GOAT.
The GOAT.
The GOAT. But shout outs to Brian, Conrad, Jeff, Drew, Alex, and this 2-time piece of shit over here with the win.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Guys, I think all of us need to come together and brainstorm on how we're gonna take down the rest of the league, because this shit ain't it, man. This shit ain't it. The bottom, think about this. I'm 1-3. Jalen's 1-3. Kevin's 1-3. Eddie's 1-3. The only person who had a winning record that lost this week is fucking Patrick, who's 3-1, and Chris is 0-4. Patrick got more wins than all of us combined, yo.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But it's crazy. But we're about to take a quick break from our special fucking sponsor, and we'll be right back with our segments of the week.
You feel me?
The EFL Fantasy Football Podcast is brought to you by Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast, with everything you'll need all in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcast, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. Download it now. You won't be sorry.
Shout outs to Anchor for sponsoring us. We up to like $3.02. The only thing I don't like, ever since we started making a video thing and we started putting it on YouTube, nobody listens to Anchor or Spotify no more. That's how we get paid, yo. Just give us 60 seconds of your time,
please.
But we about to
$2 paying the bills, man.
we're about to go to Ballers on the Bench. Week 4's edition of Ballers on the Bench. It was two owners that was on here. I'm one of them, unfortunately. As we mentioned before, I lost to Drew by 12.7 points. I left 3 ballers on the bench. 3 of them. I could have won with just 1, but I left 3. So we're gonna go from the least to the biggest one. I started Christian Kirk at my wide receiver 2 position. You know, he's been balling out. 8.3 points this past week. I left rookie receiver Jahan Dotson on the bench. 13.3 points. That would have gave me 5 points right there. Then I'm only down 7. Just with that simple move. But of course, I left another rookie on the bench. Another baller on the bench. Running back from the Jets, Breece Hall. Breece Hall puts up 15.8 points on my fucking bench. Oh, you know what I hit? I could have put him in my flex, but was I really gonna bench my boy Devontae Smith, or they call him Skinny Batman and Philly? I should have. Your man only put me 4.7 points. That
only Eagles fans.
That addition would have gave me an additional 11.10 points to my total. But this one hurts. This one hurts because all week I was decided. In my head, I'm like, Jared Goff against the Seahawks defense. Goff is gonna ball out. Goff is gonna do this. Goff is gonna do that. I got scared when Amon-Ra St. Brown was out and DeAndre Swift was out and DJ Shark was out. In my head, I'm thinking, who the fuck he's gonna throw to? Just TJ Hawkinson? You double TJ and that's it. But boy, was I fucking wrong. Joe Burrow, my starting quarterback, 25.95. I think any other day I'll be happy with those points. Any fucking week I'll take 25 for my quarterback. Not this fucking week. Jared Goff, 44 fucking points on my bench. 44 points on my bench. Yo, that was an extra 18 points. If I would have just started Goff instead of Burrow, I would have waxed Drew. It would have went from Rodgers is my daddy to Elias is my daddy. Yo, just listen to this. If I make those 3 adjustments, that's an additional 34.13 points to my score. I would have scored 179.08 points this week. I would have beaten Drew by 21 points if I make those decisions. But no, I didn't. And this is why I'm fucking here.
You would have been the high.
This is why I'm here. This is why I'm 1-3. But you know what? I'm going to scooch a little over. Because Chris, welcome.
Don't break the chair.
2-time baller on the bench. Chris, welcome to the fucking bench. I think you've been here all year long. Just make this shit a permanent residence. Just have your mail to 101 Ballers on the Bench Street, because that's where you stay at. Chris only lost to you by 0.65 points. Heartbreaker.
Yo, it would have been him or me on Ballers on the bench.
He started, and I would have started too, Kyle Pitts as that tight end. Pitts had a hell of a rookie year last year, just not cutting it. I don't know if it's the system, Marcus Mariota. I don't know what it is. But Pitts only put up 3.5 points for Chris. My boy Robert Tunyon Bunyan on his bench, 10.2 points. P.O., he makes that switch. That's 6.7 points to his score, and he would have beat you by 6.05 points, man. That's it. Just me and Chris.
I would have been baller on the bench then with TJ Hawkinson with 39 points on the bench. So thank you, Chris. Thank you.
You would have had TJ Hawkinson. You would have had Rashard Penny. You would have had Josh Reynolds. Your team had 100 and something points on your bench.
Bench, man.
That's insane. This is definitely not my favorite. segment this week. I can tell you that much, man.
Two-time ball on the bench.
The EFL Fantasy Football Podcast brings to you the return of Cleo Time. Welcome back, Miss Cleo. Thank you, sugar. Me back for another year of Cleo Time where the predictions are real and the consequences are even realer. Let's get started.
But we lose fantasy. We're a baller on the bench, and your man only gets one crystal ball in Cleo Time this week. Not even.
Did I get any?
I get no crystal balls in Cleo Time this week. You got one. So we are officially tied 4 crystal balls apiece. That's an average of 1 prediction right per week. This is fucking terrible. My predictions last week. Let me look for it. Where the fuck is my predictions last week, man? Because I got my notes because I'm a great host. My predictions last week. Alex was gonna beat Eddie by 20 points. Nah, thank you, Alex. Thank you for fucking ruining my prediction. I said my wide receivers was gonna outscore Drew's. If it wasn't for fucking Justin Jefferson and his dumbass Gritty, we would have did that. But fuck you, Justin Jefferson, for ruining my prediction. I can't even say fuck you to Chris because Chris played his fucking heart out. But fuck you, Chris, for ruining my prediction. I said he's gonna be your easy ass Cleo Times because like enough's enough, bro.
How?
Enough's enough. You said you was gonna beat Chris by 20 points. That didn't work out for you. You said Brian will be on ballers on the bench. That didn't work out for you. Your only prediction, and the only reason I gave you this, because you weren't specific on how what kind of touchdowns you were talking about. Your Cleo Time was Russ will have 3 touchdowns. Your man threw 2 and ran 1.
Those are touchdowns. It's the same thing.
What I'm saying is you never said passing. You know what I mean? So
you
meant passing though. Let's be real.
No, it's hard to score.
I gave you the Cleo Time, but you meant passing. You got the point. Just
I meant overall touchdown.
You're a fucking liar. You're a fucking liar.
Listen, I know he uses his legs.
You're a fucking liar, bro. It's all right. You still got the point though.
All right, because I'm the fucking best. I'm gonna name your team something crazy.
So I've been tired of giving my Cleo Time first because once I give it, I can't take it back. And then you go with the bitch shit. So you know what? Give me your 3 first, man, so I can write this shit down.
Well, my first Cleo Time has to do with my team. I'm gonna beat Conrad by 10 points or more. He's projected to beat me. We're both 3-1. I personally think this is the game of the week. Rookie versus vet. I'm gonna humble him. Ryan Tannehill will score 3 passing touchdowns.
Okay.
3 passing touchdowns. And my third is that Chris is gonna get his first win of the season to beat Jeff.
Bitch ass picks again.
Yo, you such a fucking hater, bro.
So we're gonna go with mine. Brian brings down Alex. Alex get his first loss this week. Cleo Time number 2. Oh, I thought I wrote 3. Hold on. Let me check something. I could have sworn I wrote 3. Cleo Time number 2. Travis and Comrade's game will be decided by no more than 10 points.
I mean, that's kind of my Cleo Time prediction.
No, you said you was gonna beat him by 10.
By 10 points
or more. I don't think this game. I don't think I'm not giving a winner, but I'm saying it's gonna be no more. The difference will be no more than 10 points.
That's kind of easy for you because the projection is 120 to 122. That's a cop out.
Let's be real. Nobody. Projections don't mean shit. Yo, stop trying to play me right now.
It's possible.
And this one, I'm worried about this one. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I'm scared. Right? I am.
Oh, well, go.
I'm scared to say this.
Wait, that's my Cleo time. Your cholesterol is gonna rise this week.
In my heart, I'm gonna double down. I'm going to double down. I'm going to double fucking down on my prediction that my receivers, and Patrick got the best 2 receivers in the league. My receivers are gonna outscore. You know what? Hold on. Wait. I'm sorry. My receivers will put up more touchdowns than Patrick's receivers.
I actually like that one.
So let me just write this shit down.
You're gonna double down on your double D's.
Nigga, but you got triple E's. So what you saying?
I got triple dubs.
So we're gonna repeat this again since you got bitch picks. Oh, I'm gonna beat Travis. I'm gonna beat Conrad by 10 or more points. Oh, Ryan Tannehill 3 passing touchdowns. Oh, Chris didn't get his first win. Then we got
easy.
Then we got the real Cleo time, right? You know what? Got whoever listened, right? The 8 of you that are listening, please hit us up, leave a comment, do something. Who is making bitch picks? Is it Trav or is it me? My predictions for Cleo time for week 5. Brian beats Alex. Second prediction. Yours and Conrad's game will be no more than 10-point difference. It's going to be a close, gritty, nail-biting fucking game. My third prediction.
I can't have another one of those.
My third prediction. Toby, get your ass upstairs. My third prediction. My receivers will score more touchdowns than Patrick's receivers. I feel it in my heart. And no, I'm not talking about heart attack.
That's your arteries.
More touchdowns. St. Brown is back. Devontae Adams is balling. I got faith that my guys is going to beat Cooper Kupp and Stephon Diggs more touchdowns.
We'll see.
We are about to introduce a new segment to the EFL Fantasy Football Podcast. This segment, this guy is going to help you with the starter sit-ems. And it's ironic that he chose this name as his name for his segment, but this segment that's coming up is called, as we mentioned, we're about to unleash to the EFL a brand new fucking segment with our brother, Pat, aka the Hard Shawami. Pat, explain to us your segment and what it's called.
My segment is called Protect Your Neck, man.
You just hit your back.
Neck.
It's protect your neck to 11 of us. It's protect your back to you.
Listen. I done told y'all, it's the traps, all right? It's not the back, it's the traps. All right?
Explain your segment to the league, bro.
All right, so my segment pretty much is going to entail, would you sit him or start him? I'm going to tell you who to sit, I'm going to tell you who to start. It's up to you if you want to listen to me. You know, Trav done listened to a few people before, and
Matthew Berry.
It didn't go so well. You feel me? So, what should I start with, guys? Sit him or start him?
It's up to you. This is your part to shine.
All right. You know what? We're going to start with the people that need to be sat the hell down. I'm sick of these people. All season, they've been non-active, in a sense. And people like Trav keep starting them. I don't know why. But let me see, who should we start with? Let's start with Romeo Dobbs. You feel me? Mr. Dobbs Ferry himself. I'm gonna say sit him. He's going against the number 1 ranked pass defense in the league. My Giants, you dig? You feel me? I thought you shouldn't start him. You definitely shouldn't start him. Whoever got him. The Giants are known to blitz 45% of the time. They're going against these bum Pop-Tarts or pack of cheese, whatever you want to call them. And like I said, man, going against the Packers, they don't have any weapons. Aaron Rodgers is looking old and like a real old fart out there, just stinking up the place. You feel me? I expect the Giants to blitz a little more than they usually do. Yeah, man, they average against receivers is less than 20 points. That's what they're giving up. Less than 20 points to receivers. So I would sit Mr. Romeo Dobbs Ferry. You feel me? Next, we're going to go with Allen Robinson. Sit him. Yes, sit his ass down. Because he clearly ain't been doing nothing when he's standing up. Obviously. You feel me? Man, this guy has had 18 targets and caught 9 passes for 1 touchdown. And that 1 touchdown came on a 2-yard play. You know, out of all the top 5, he's ranked top 5 in red zone targets, but only caught 1 touchdown in the red zone. That is sad. That is horrible.
That's terrible.
Sit him. Let's sit him. You feel me? We got to sit him. All right. Let me see who else when we going to go get him.
Before you get to number 3, I don't want to interrupt you, but you came prepared, my guy. I see.
Always.
Your homework.
Always prepared. I can't be like Travis.
I feel you. I get it. I feel you. Yo, but before you go into your number 3, since you here with us, true or false? Travis be making bitch picks on Cleo Time.
I ain't gonna front. He has a way of getting away with easy ones.
Easy, right? Exactly.
They a little easy, Trav. Let's be real.
Trav, stop paying attention. I know Trav said you can't talk right now, but you got the easy picks.
You got easy picks.
Hold on, she's right here. Hold on. She can hear you. Oh, yeah, yes, ma'am. I wash the dishes, ma'am. You need me to clean? You need me to wash your clothes? I got you.
I'm gonna get the gutters from the next door neighbors as well.
Oh, my fault, y'all. I'm back.
She left? Okay. So Patrick agreed with me. He said you got bitch pics on Cleo Time.
Patrick got bitch tits. I don't want to hear it.
You gonna stop talking about my pecs, man. I'm working on them, okay?
Yo, y'all just hating, bro. Come on.
Bro, let's be honest.
Why would you agree with the guy that took away your trade? I don't get it.
Because I speak truth. You know I speak honesty.
How was my times eat?
It wasn't good, but we're not here. This is called protect your neck, not reverse the trade segment.
This is Cleo Time. Why are we talking Cleo Time?
You're right. We get back to it after.
Go back to mute, yo. Go take some orders, yo.
Fuck you, Elias.
All right. The last person we're gonna sit down is gonna be Mr. Chris Oliveri. You feel me? Mr. Chris Olive.
Oh.
Mr. Olives, I'm not gonna lie, Mr. Olives, he's had a pretty decent season. I'm not gonna take nothing away from him. On 36 targets, he's caught 21 passes. That's actually decent for the first 4 weeks of the season. 1 touchdown, which isn't too great, but they got other options there. The reason I would say he is playing the seat number 7 against the run. They're ranked 29th in the league. So I expect New Orleans to run up and down this field. I don't expect them passing attempts, if that. And that's probably forcing it, to be honest with you. So I would sit Mr. Chris, for Olives. Get him out of here.
Plus Andy Dalton.
Now, he is the alternate option, but like I said, they're not going to get nothing through the air. I highly doubt it. That Seahawks defense, that secondary is ridiculous. And they got fast linebackers. So they're going to be zoned the hell out and probably playing a cover 2 most of the time.
Yo,
nothing over the top.
When you said zone, never forget when we were playing football at Trevor Park and Pat wanted half of the field to run zone, half of the field to run man.
Nah. You see? Now y'all lying.
Never forget. Left side run zone, right side run man. We were like, niggas look like me. He's like, what?
That's not what I said. I said the safeties run zone, the corners run man. That's what I said.
I
right?
don't know. I heard left and right. I heard left side,
No.
zone, right side, man.
Strong side. Strong side. But nah, like I said, you know, the Seahawks like to play cover 2. That means nothing over the top like you and Trav.
Oh,
you feel me? That went over your heads.
Wow. that was a good one. But take off that do-rag and show your shitty ass Kyler Murray braids.
Oh, that's what y'all want to see? I'll show it after my segment, man. You come on, man. We got to get back to it, man. We got to get back to it. Now we're gonna start. Jared Goff. I would start Goff. You feel me? I'm gonna tell you why I would start Goff. Number one, right? Through 4 weeks of the NFL season, he is ranked number 5 in terms of fantasy points.
You feel me?
He has the 5th most points amongst quarterbacks. So that's definitely working in your favor.
That's why I drafted him.
And that's what got him. That's what you mean. I'm a visionary. I saw the potential in him. You stole him at the draft. I said, let me scoop you up. We here with open arms.
You had no choice. Because you stole him from me from the waiver.
Yo, Pat, what you doing on the waiver? Yo, I'm about to get Jared Goff. Yo, how much you put on him? I put 20. All right, I'll drop 25. No problem.
You see how crazy that is?
Commish playing dirty.
Playing super. And that's why he's 1-3.
And this is why this segment is over after halfway through. This year will not be returning next week.
Screw you. All right. So yeah, like I said, through the first 4 weeks, he's ranked 5th in terms of fantasy points amongst quarterbacks. I would also start him because he's going against, the Pop-Tarts. They are ranked 24th against the pass, giving up a total whopping of 1,387 yards through the air.
Damn.
Ooh, who's
through
that?
the air. The Pop-Tarts, the New England Pop-Tarts. You feel me? Yeah. Now, you know what makes it horrible? And I just spoke about this team. The Green Bay Cheeseheads, right? With no weapons, they allowed Aaron Rodgers to put up 443 yards last week.
Eesh.
I could just imagine with Jared and all his weapons, what he's gonna do. He's gonna slice them and dice them through that.
Coming back. Ooh. I just might start him.
I would start him. I would definitely start him. On to the next one.
You look like a
You ain't throwing them behind like they're cheeseburger wrappers.
Nah, man, I'm throwing them behind me like Eddie throws rice before he blesses.
The name of your game show called The Price is High.
All right, on to the next one. Start him. We're gonna go with Carson Wentz. Now, the reason I say start Carson is they're going up against the Tennessee defense as ranked 25th against the pass. Horrible. That's bad, man. They averaging 40 points to quarterbacks.
Ooh.
40 points. Why not?
Pat dropping knowledge in this segment, yo.
You know it, man.
If he brings
it.
Ryan Tannehill.
Trav about to get demoted to guest. We're about to have a new fucking co-host.
Man, I'm prepared. I'm asking to be a co-host for a very long time, man.
I did not that one. Jesus.
But Trav, I got you, Trav. I got one for you. Let's go. On to the next person. On to the next one.
Killing me.
Yo, we gonna start. I will start, and Trav, this is personally for you. I will start Antonio.
Really?
I'm gonna tell you why.
Drop that knowledge.
Like I said, Tennessee is ranked 25th against the pass, right? Your man Antonio Gibbs, on 16 targets, has caught 13 passes. 13 passes out the backfield to 16 throws. That's amazing.
That is amazing.
That's amazing. Like me still having my hair. You feel me? It's crazy. So I would definitely start them against Tennessee's defense. Their run defense is ranked 5th, so I don't expect them to run much. But with all the weapons that Carson Wentz has, I expect them to turn it up at this point of the season. I give them 3 out of the next 5 they possibly will win. That's just
good. I'm having flex issues right now. I got Darren Waller in, but I'm like, I got Antonio still in. I don't know what to do, man. I don't know what to do.
Well, this is
man, I'll go through the roster.
This is why you hit up your local deli, you order your favorite hard salami sandwich, and then you talk to the hard shawami.
I'm gonna just call my guru, you know?
I'm the guru. The guru. The guru. You feel me? And not only that, I'm gonna tell you why. Another reason you should start Antonio. There's a big chance Jawan Dodson and Curtis Samuel are not gonna play next game. So he's gonna be another option. He's gonna be at that slot receiver. I believe it.
Yo, we can't hear you because your connection is terrible down in Virginia.
That Walmart connection, man.
Nah, he got the Confederate flag connection.
I said Curtis Samuel.
So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna listen to the hard shawami and start Antonio Gibson?
First of all, I'm never calling Patrick that. First of all, and I'm considering like I might actually listen to him. Just don't Matthew Berry, please.
I'm not. You know, I would never do that to you. But I feel like Antonio Gibbs is definitely going to be a key option this week. You know, my man Juwan ain't going to be there. I mean, Mr. Curtis, he apparently Curtis has the gorilla pox. I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? They said illness, so I'm guessing gorilla pox. That's what's out here now. So those are my start them and sit them for the week. You there?
And this is what you do. You here to protect your what?
Your neck, my boy.
You don't gotta hit your shit that hard, bro.
Yo, it's part of the segment, my boy.
You
got a concussion.
Your man got this shit. He about to stand up like Naheem Hines with the spaghetti legs.
Nah, man, don't make me go out like Tua. I can't do that.
Concussion, my boy.
Yo, since
that's cold.
and I'm the fucked up one, right? But since you here, we're about to go over. We're about to go over the power rankings real quick. Let me open up the joint. Oh, hold on. Open the wrong one.
I should have dropped the number 2, not number 4. I should have dropped the number 2, not number 4.
But you're looking at what they're giving you. You're looking at the standings, right? We're going over the power rankings that I found this formula that does power rankings, not the standings.
How did I go to 18 and 13?
So we got the number 1 ranked in the EFL. He's in the fucking call right now. Shout out to Pat with the 3-1 record, with the 37-7 record against the league, putting up 617.85 fantasy points.
Thank you.
Pat retains his number 1 spot. Then we got cracking backs and kissing sacks, snapping necks, and whatever the hell his shit is. We got Alex Young Ho Koo, the grandfather from Three Ninjas.
This kid. This has been the last episode of the podcast.
Wax on, wax off. We got Bolo. Boards don't hit back.
Oh my god.
We got Alex 4-0 on the year, 34-10 against the rest of the league, with putting up 539.6 fantasy points. He stays at the number 2 spot from last week. Then we got Jeff, the Hebrew Hammer. You know what they say with people Mount Vernon, right? Burning, right?
Burning.
So Jeff, he's burning like Elsha. Not gonna go there. Not gonna go there. You feel me?
Cancel.
Jeff is 3-1 also with a record against the league with 28 wins, 16 losses, putting up 491.75 points, remaining at that 3rd spot. He didn't move. Then we got this fat fuck Trav, Mr. Eggy himself.
Dang.
Egghead. You see, I'm proud of my shit, yo.
You the real egghead.
Yeah,
yo,
you brown.
I told Elias he looked like a baby doll with a beard.
Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I put on the do-rag so it looked like I got a baldy. I ain't want to be left out.
All right, so we're going to continue this. I don't appreciate this. We got Trav also with a 3-1 record on the year. Trav, you got 21 wins and 23 losses against the league. You just running up on the perfect matchups for the week, because if not, you'll be trash. Putting up 467.45 fantasy points. You remain in the 4th spot. You don't move up. You don't move down. Then we got Mr. Herc for Prez. Mr. Shotstrew's upside down, passing out with a 2-2 record. Brian's 29-15 against the league, putting up 526.05 fantasy points on the year. Brian actually moves up from 6th to 5th this week, so shout out to Brian cracking the top 5. Then we got Christian McCaffless, DK No Calves, the guy who took you down, Pat, comrade.
Oh. Yo, no Jeffrey Dahmer. What's going on here?
Took you down.
Well, yo, you remember that song? I didn't know it was for Comrade. What would you do if your calves at home crying all alone on the bedroom floor because they need it?
Yo, I actually heard radio yesterday.
Oh, for real?
We got Comrade with a 3-1 record. Terrible, 18-26 against the league. So he's also running up to good matchups when he needs them. Putting up 445.95 fantasy points on the year so far. Comrade moves up from 8 to 6 in the power rankings. Shout out Comrade for that jump.
It's only because he beat me.
So nobody's gonna say pause there, huh? So none of y'all gonna say pause there. All right. All right. Then we got Mr. Louis Lastic, Mr. Eddie D, Mr. Rogers used to be my daddy, Mr. Comeback Kid, Mr. Triple D, whatever you want to call Big Drew.
Triple what?
We got Drew, who can only take pictures the landscape way because he doesn't fit in portrait mode. We got Drew with a 2-2 record. He just beat me last week. No pause on that one. With a 25-19 record against the league, putting up 485.1 fantasy points on the year so far. He also moved up 2 spots, so he goes from 9 to 7. Then we got yours truly, the most handsome guy in this call right now, the best beard, this crispy Scabaldi. I'm 1-3, not too proud of that record. I'm
you skinhead.
Yo, you look like a skinhead. That's crazy. This man got a two-tone skinhead.
28-16 against the league. Shut the fuck up. I'm trying to do something serious here. Putting up 523.45 points on the year so far. I hate y'all, yo. I go down from the 5th spot to the 3rd to the 8th with that loss, man.
You fucking
Mr. Golden Sack himself. We got Deborah with a 1-3 record. With a record of 16-28 against the league. Jalen, get your shit together, my guy.
Yo, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I feel bad for Mr. Broface. Like he drafted a great team.
Oh, I don't know, man. But Jalen's putting up 457.55 fantasy points this week. He actually dropped down from 7th to 9th.
Yo, never forget. I cursed Jalen last season. I said he will miss the playoffs for the 5 years.
Yeah, you cursed Bundus too, but Bundus still made the playoffs, so your curses don't count.
I don't know who that is. He don't count, so I'm not saying
he don't count. He don't count. I've never counted him in this league. Never.
Jalen is Elias does, you know.
Then we got. Can I finish my power rankings?
Yeah.
Elias
Go ahead.
Elias says Bundle's name more. He says Lena's name.
The disrespect.
Yo, then we got Kevin in the 10th spot with a 1-3 record, 11 wins and 33 losses against the league. putting up 424.5 points on the year so far. Then we got the 11th and 12th spot. He magically gets a win from a week 1 fucking stat correction that happened 3 weeks later. And fuck you, Jalen, for thinking I had anything to do with that. Go kiss your sack goodnight. Eddie gets 1 win. Eddie's also on the 1-3 team, putting up 10 wins and 34 losses against the league with a whopping 382 points. Get to the fucking 4. You can't even score 400, yo. You ate 400 pounds of rice, but can't score 400 points in fantasy? I don't get this shit.
Man,
You're trying to cut down. That's why.
you shitting on Eddie. I must be fighting.
Then we got Chris, who Chris has not been talking in the league much. I think he's quiet. He's feeling embarrassed. He's ashamed of his team. I get it. When you start Broncos country, let's
I'm
ride.
trying to think that Chris is not a real person. I'm trying to.
Hey, we're not gonna go with this real person shit because you thought Drew wasn't a real person either.
Until you heard him stomping down the damn highway.
We got Chris with an 0-4 record. Listen to this. Against the league, total 7 wins, 37 losses.
You know who those 7 wins are against?
Huh?
You know who those 7 wins would possibly be against?
No. Probably Jalen, Eddie, Travis.
You.
Fuck you. Your man's put up 359.6 points.
He can't even count.
Listen to this. 359. Yo, I think Cooper Kupp and Stephon Diggs has put that up by themselves already.
They have.
But those are the power rankings. Like I said, those are power rankings, not the standings of which they have us on the NFL. So even though I'm 6th right now, or whatever, 8th, I am technically out of the playoffs because Kevin got me on the head-to-head matchup that he beat me week 1 that I was a baller on the bench.
I got
If the season ended today, raise your hands if you're in the playoffs.
You guys got fucking jokes, huh?
Me and my little neck is gonna be there.
Sure.
One thing before y'all let me go and continue. Kevin, please change your damn name. Bro. I got a perfect name for Kevin. All you gotta do is fill Jalen's face. The braille will tell you.
Oh my God. Your man said, feel Jalen's face. The braille will tell you. Yo, that's fucked up. Did you say Jalen's face looked like a crunch bar?
That's fucked up. I heard that Jalen got a concussion because he fell off the top bunk last night.
Man.
Yo, you guys are fucking crazy, yo. But Pat, we appreciate you and your segment. Protect your fucking neck. Wow, yo. And stay tuned because we got a special guest that we're pretty sure we wanna ask him how he feels about that stat correction because he goes from potentially 3-1 to 2-2.
Damn, that's crazy.
Hurt.
Well, players, I appreciate y'all. I see y'all.
One more time, Pat. One more time.
Protect your neck.
Throw the cards. Make it rain.
And I'm out.
Yo, this guy fucking wild.
You know it.
All right, we'd like to welcome Drew, very special guest to this episode of the EFL Fantasy Football Podcast. Drew, how you doing today, buddy?
Good, man. Good. Same old stuff.
I see you got the Vikings behind you. I got the Eagle behind me. You know, we just need this guy to get a neck, and we're good here.
Yo, Drew, why they always doing me like that, Drew?
I don't know, man.
You are our favorite, Patrick. We got to pick on you.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Everybody has their favorite, and you just ours.
I appreciate it.
Drew, question.
Yeah.
Before we get into the ass whooping you put on me, was very close until Monday night. How you feel about that stat correction 3 weeks later.
Oh man, I was burnt when I saw it. Like I was but thinking about it, I'm like, man, I was doing all right with the league, 3-1 after last year. I started 0-3. Like, you know what I mean? Like I was excited. Now, if you really think about it, you do the breakdown. I started 0-2 again. So it's just some hard shit to swallow, man. But I gotta deal with it, you know.
All I know it just couldn't have happened at the wrong time. There was controversy with the trade, right?
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, "Oh, you denied this trade. You're scared you're playing Patrick this week. That's why you denied it." And then all of a sudden, it goes from denying the trade that happened between Eddie to now all of a sudden Eddie gets a magical win, and people are saying I gave him this win so he can not trade his players. It's like shit couldn't go wrong for me that day, man.
I mean, I respect, like I said to Eddie and the whole group, I was like, he got me. It is what it is. Like, whether or not it happened this week or 4 weeks ago, the only thing is, I got to say, if you're a ref and you blow a call, you don't have 3 weeks to make a correction. Like, you got to do that shit right then and there. So I was a little thrown off by that.
It was so bad that because I didn't know, you texted me, you said, hey, how the fuck did I go 2-2? And I'm like, fuck, I don't know. Let me look into this. I could not find what was the reason. I said, you know what? Let me listen back to the podcast because I don't know who got points. I didn't know if they minus points from you or what the case was.
Yeah.
Ended up being the Chargers. When we did the podcast, they had 13 points.
Yeah.
And then it looks like they went up to 16. So I'm guessing, I don't know for sure. And I got to talk to Travis about this because he's a Raider fan. If one of the last plays, it was a strip sack, a strip sack. Because that's a 3-point swing right there. It's 2 points for the sack and 1 point for the forced fumble.
No, it was. I had looked it up because I wanted to see if it was legit. I thought
What do you mean legit? You think I'm gonna do that shit?
Drew, from a person that this has happened to in the most crucial of moments, I had to make sure for you. At least yours happened in week 4. Mine's happened in the playoffs.
Drew,
bro, I lost because I literally the game was over with. I was celebrating. Wednesday comes around. I'm getting ready to prepare for my next matchup. I'm not in the championship.
He's playing in 3rd place. And I'm telling you, he called me like, hey, why you did this? I'm like, I didn't do shit. What are you talking about?
Why you did this? It ain't right, man. Like, and that's the thing, like, you being the commish, you're gonna get you're gonna get part of the ass whooping when it comes to it, you know.
I'm getting all of it. First of all, the only saving grace is that we beat Jacksonville and we're 4-0. I was up big against you. In my head, I'm like, oh, that's it. This is over. Brady's not putting up that much points. Kelsey's not gonna do nothing. And I fell asleep. I went to bed during halftime. I woke up in the middle of the night to get some water. I looked at my phone. I was like, what the fuck? I'm only up 8 points.
Kelsey went off, man. And going back and watching that game, Hilaire. I know Trav hates Hilaire and all that, but dude, he's balling right now. The guy's top 5 in rushing.
The thing that the last play I remember seeing is when Mahomes did that little shot, and I was like, fuck, man. And then I'm going into Monday night, and I'm telling Lena, I'm like, I got defense that needs to do bad. Travis' defense needs to do good. Like, we're both of us are focused on our defenses. Well,
wait a minute. Hold on. You spoke to who?
I spoke to my girl, right?
So she's running your team?
All right, get out of here. I don't even know why I let
Drew, you heard it, Drew. You heard it, Drew.
It had nothing to do with the team. I'm just telling her. She was like, how's fantasy going? I said, well,
I love Lena, but if she's running his team, he's gonna have a lot more issues than being 1-3 right now. It seemed like that.
So Monday night, I'm like, all right, I'm up 8 points. Drew's automatically gonna get the 10 when the game starts. I was praying and hoping it was a high scoring game.
Yo, it never dipped. There was never a point where you were winning on Monday.
No, never. I was like, all right.
It was like 1 point. I was like, dude, I'm holding on by a thread in the 3rd quarter. And then they do that pick 6. Now
as soon as he threw the ball, I said, oh, it's a pick. Like, I saw the corner break on. I said, oh, this is a pick. I said, it's over. That's it. It's game over.
You turned off the TV after that?
Hell yeah. I went to bed. I had to work the next day.
That was rough because, like, honestly, like, I don't know what it is. Like, I made some bad decisions this week, though. I mean, I may not be on the ball on the bench, but I made some bad decisions.
Well,
First decision I made that was poor was cutting my kicker to pick up Saunders on Miami. Dude did nothing on Thursday night. Then my second mistake was benching Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs, yeah.
Look, man, I had no idea what to expect out of James Robinson. I thought for sure he would have done something crazy, but like playing the Eagles, I should have known better. I should have just put his ass on the bench because he was having a hell of a year, man. You never know. Some dudes just start slipping away.
No,
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, Drew. We got a new segment out. All right, yeah. starting this week coming up, and you're gonna have all the keys to having a successful week. I guarantee it. I guarantee.
He's on cloud 9 right now because he's 3-1. So let's not put too much into Patrick because he's one injury away from his team turning to shit.
There you go. There you go with the BS because that happened last year. You said the same thing last year, and 6 of my players got hurt.
I have a hard time believing that one player makes Pat's team right now. Like that's a squad, bro. His receiving core is going to the Hall of Fame. Like, there's no like, what are you gonna do about that? You got Diggs is obviously my point, man. Respect for Diggs all day.
And then he got the nerve to try to get Hollywood Brown. What's wrong with this fucking guy?
What, Drew? What? I want to know what Alex is trying to do with these trades, man. This guy's giving me headaches, bro. I don't even know. Like, he hit me with this trade where he wanted to take Justin Jefferson away from me and give me 8 of his players. Now, for me, I can't give up my number one, man. That's my guy. You see this? I ain't gonna give up Justin Jefferson for nothing.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh yeah,
Alex is willing to throw his whole team away for a number one option at receiver.
And hey, I give respect to the point that receivers make the game when you're in a PPR. You know, they got the yards, they got the catches, they have the best chance of scoring touchdowns in the league now. So it's either that or a quick running back that's got a chance at like out of the backfield. Those are your best options right now.
I've never
guys, you're gonna win.
I thought.
Hey Drew.
Yeah.
Does your shirt say dick?
Yeah, it does. It says meet Dick. Dick's the Packer fan. Now on the back it says don't be a dick.
I thought that was I thought that was a picture of Jeffrey Dahmer.
No.
Well, you know what? Speaking about Jeff, Jeff and Alex they turned their team. Jeff has nobody he originally drafted. The only person he has is Aaron Rodgers, and because he got him back from a trade.
Isn't Jeff 3-1 right now though?
Jeff is 3-1, which he had to build his team because if you look at what he drafted to his team now, is completely different. I mean, he does it every
year. He does it every year.
Yeah, but Alex, and I know he's trying to get depth, and he feels he can trade 3 mid-tier receivers for 1, and maybe a team that's struggling at receivers or at running backs might have to do that trade because they'll fill the voids. But there was one night, I don't know if he couldn't sleep. I think everybody fucking texted me like, yo, what's going on with this guy? He sent me, and everybody sending me screenshots of the trades, and this is ridiculous.
Like, not even that, like, I started 0-3 last year. I had a huge void to fill, man. My team was trash, to be honest. Like, they just weren't playing. No one was clicking. All my bench guys were out scoring my starters. But I had to flip my team for a different reason. How are you going to be? You're 3-1 and you're flipping your team. Like, to me, like, you're playing with fire. You're about to give up something you know is working to get some stuff that may not work. Like, I get being progressive. I guess Alex right now and Pat got them on the ropes. So maybe he's like nervous that third place is the best option for him right now. I don't know what to say.
But
y'all got to make the playoffs, man. Give me a spot.
Y'all have to remember, Jeff does this every year. I've never met a person in the world that drafts 6 times in one season. Yeah. He has a whole new squad.
Like, I respect the trade. I know I was hating on, like, you know, we should stop trades altogether. But like, there's got to be something we could do, man. Like between like either having the guys veto it, like if half the league says it's a dumb trade, maybe that's the best option at this point. And
all right, now Drew, let me tell you what happened behind closed doors with my trade.
Yeah,
I never spoke to Eddie.
Opposite effect right now. All right,
listen. I never
Dr. Phil over here.
I never spoke to Eddie. I only sent I sent it in the group chat. I'm looking for a trade. Eddie put his whole team is on the block. I did not see that, but I called Brian, and Brian was like, "See if Eddie would take a trade." So I sent them a simple trade. Eddie accepted.
Look, I'm not saying you and Eddie. I'm not saying Eddie said, "Hey, if you win, give me back my 100." I'm not saying any of that.
I didn't give him no money.
As 12 guys who are putting money into this, and let's be real, I have to protect, as the commissioner, I have to protect the integrity of the league. You're not trading. If you trade Cooper and Hunt for one of those players, I'll allow it.
What was the reason, Pat? Why are we unloading Cooper? I mean, Cooper right now. What was the reason behind unloading Cooper?
My intentions was not to get rid of Cooper. That was not my intentions. My intentions was to get rid of Adam Thielen and Kareem Hunt. And the reason for it was Kareem Hunt and Saquon has the same bye week. And I'm mad me and Jalen already spoke about it. Week 7, Diggs is out, Cooper Kupp is out, and Adam Thielen is out. So I have to get rid of Thielen and Kareem Hunt. That was the original people I was trying to get rid of.
And you go and somehow a team that's 0-3 at the time before the stat correction, possibly 0-4, and you're telling me you're getting his best 2 players, and he tells me he's still participating? That's bullshit. Come on.
That has nothing to do with me.
Drew, as a person who's fighting to try to make his way to the top of the league, right? Because right now you should have been 3-1. I give you that.
I'm in the middle of the pack right now.
But you're right there, right? You're right there. You're telling me that this trade from an 0-4 team to a 3-1 team is legit, and with the players that was involved, he's getting a number 6 ranked receiver in Hollywood Brown, a number 14th ranked running back.
Wrong.
And Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon was ranked 24th.
14.
No, you're right. 14.
I didn't know.
14. You're correct. 14.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Ready? Now, you see this happen a lot in professional baseball, where a team at the All-Star break they're trash, and they got to unload, and they're trying to make money back for the next year's draft or whatever. Now, Pat, if this is true, then at this point there is a case of beer, some weed, something's on the line right now.
Another cheeseburger challenge? I don't know.
It was absolutely.
I don't know.
There was absolutely.
It's got to be more than just this. There's more. Like maybe it's like we're going to draft back. We're going to draft back to back, and you're going to give me who I want next year. I don't know, Pat. The sun don't sound right, bro.
Look, my thing is, and when I spoke to Eddie, he said, I literally called him. He sounded defeated. He's like, I don't know what to do. My team is just the worst. He sounded like it was more than fantasy going on at home. I kid you not.
I don't think so.
So I told him, I said, Eddie, and he goes, I'm trying to rebuild. How are you rebuilding in a redraft league?
I'm gonna tell you how he was rebuilding.
This is not a dynasty league or a keeper league where you can say, hey, I trade my best player and you give me your number 1 pick next year. If we're in that kind of league, then what Drew said about baseball and about basketball, that teams are unloading before the deadline, I get it. Because you're getting assets for next year.
Which is true. And I don't blame you for taking that path towards that decision you made. But this is how I look at it, right? Drew wasn't playing with us. He did what he did, right?
No. Drew came last year. No.
So
I've only been out for 2 years.
We had an owner named Courtney. Mm-hmm. Him and his brother were playing. They decided at the end of the season, right before playoff times, for Courtney to unload his whole team, trade his whole team away to his brother, which is completely that's the complete term of collusion.
And he did not receive the money. I gave everybody their money back. It was I wasn't allowing that.
But the fact that he did that. Now, the whole situation with Eddie, this is how I looked at it. Jeff unloaded his team twice so far in 4 weeks. Hold on. Alex, in a sense, has done the same, has traded away majority of his players. So has Jalen. And it's only week 4. So I don't understand the issue with him wanting to unload his team again. Now, let me continue by saying,
hold on.
Hold on. Now, let me continue by saying, I had a lot of, even after week 4, I had a lot of offers for Amari Cooper. Elias, you even asked for Amari Cooper. So it's not a problem. Hold on. You wanted Amari in one of the trades that we was doing. You wanted it. Right? Let's be real. It's okay. He could have easily got rid of Amari Cooper. I just got rid of Amari Cooper again. So it's not like he's a scrub. He's just going against tough defense.
First of all, we shouldn't even be talking. This is Drew's time, all right? Like I feel like we're going into Drew's time.
Look, I love the discussion because here's the thing. Like, it doesn't seem like it's one of those things where it should matter that much. But when you got 1-3, or no, sorry, 3-1, trading with 1-3, or possibly 0-4, it makes it look a little weird.
And they're not trading.
Jalen's on the ropes though. Jalen's 1-3, right?
Yeah, Jalen's 1-3.
Now, mind you, when Eddie first wrote his whole team was on the block, Jalen sent them a better trade. Jalen sent them a better trade.
So, and this is
decided to reject that trade.
And this is where I think it leans a little more to what Drew said. It might be a pack of beer. Jalen offered him Najee Harris for Joe Mixon and somebody else, and he denied Najee Harris, but he takes Kareem Hunt.
And I did not know that. I didn't know that.
I'm not saying that.
Kareem Hunt ranked 21st in the league. Amari Cooper was ranked 39th, 29th.
6-14. That's all I'm saying. 6-14 to a person who has the number 1 running back, the number 2 quarterback in Lamar, 1 and 2 receivers.
Number 1. Give him his respect. Number 1.
Like, come on. It doesn't look okay. And this is not a free league. You think Drew wants to take you to take his money? I don't want you to take our money.
Y'all been taking my money for 11 years. I've been cheated 3 times, Drew. I got cheated 3 times, Drew, and not one time did I ask for my money back.
Now the other issue with Pat now is this man. You kind of cursed him last year. You said he's injury away from losing. He lost 6 guys, right? Maybe he's trying to unload these dudes before the Madden curse kicks in again. The Elias got some type of thing going on right now. He's got to unload.
Apparently, I'm giving out free wins. I can change the active status from playing to doubtful. I don't know.
You giving away free wins? I don't understand how you're giving away free wins and almost all your starters are top 10 ranked players.
Look, I am about to give a shout out here. My thing is this: I am about to give up Brady. Anybody who wants Brady right now, with the drama this man's got going on at home, please give me an offer and I will accept it. I need someone to hear this on the podcast and say, I'm willing to take what Brady's got going on. I'm over here picking up backup quarterbacks that may not be playing in week 6.
Drew, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's somebody in the waiver, in free agency at the moment, that is a better option for you. Believe me.
Now, that's another thing. Like, looking at Fantasy Wire right now, there is somebody at every position right now where you don't need to trade. You just need to pick them up and drop someone and produce them.
At the right moment.
I'll give you that edge in any given situation.
Like,
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say Mr. Brisket himself from Cleveland. Mr. Brisket.
I just picked up Tyler Boyd. I know the Bengals receivers any one of them could go off any week. But Elijah Moore is not producing.
Yeah.
I'll take my chances with Tyler Boyd and Elijah Moore.
I'm gonna be honest. You should have kept Mac Hollins over Elijah.
I'm not keeping Mac Hollins. He was an Eagle. He didn't do shit for us. I'm not keeping Mac Hollins.
I'll tell you one that didn't do shit that I expected to have a much better of a year. And drafting him, I kind of figured he was going to be a bench guy who could potentially be a flex. Mooney.
Oh.
Mooney's done absolutely nothing.
I got him in
he
my
is
other.
Garbage. Like he's beyond garbage.
He's
I don't know if
he's on the level of Allen Robinson, man. Like it's just non-existent.
Yeah, they just don't have it going on at all with receivers over there.
You know who I felt was going to end up like that? Robert Woods. Now, he still could. He had one good week. Let's see if he can continue from here. But he's another one I'm very not happy with at the moment.
I like Woods. What I like about Woods is that he usually gets injured. Even when he's having a decent season, something always comes up with Woods, man.
And I'm supposed to skip Saquon.
Since we on the topic of wide receivers, what was your thinking behind Justin Jefferson, number 1?
Yes. That was bold.
I know I screwed up the league straight up right from the beginning when I took.
We had 8 guys. We were all sitting in a circle, and as soon as it said, the draft is open or whatever the Goodell says when it starts, and we saw Justin Jefferson, we all went, "What the fuck?"
Drew.
And then it wasn't just you. And then when Brian picked up Josh Allen, we went, "What the fuck again?"
Yeah. That got me more than JJ. Listen, Jefferson is a top 10 talent. Any position straight up. Like, man's producing back-to-back seasons, his 3rd year. I'm impressed, man. Like, this dude is not trying to let up. So my thing is,
honestly, I'm as soon as you picked him, I felt like I had a great chance because I knew that when it threw me off, I was like, I bet the rest of them are Eddie's throwing down rice right now. I know. I was happy you made that pick. You made it so easy for me.
The hardest thing about it is that, like, all you think about is, man, am I making the right decision? Because I need running backs. Like, running backs are so scarce in the league. Like, guys who are going to produce week in and week out. I mean, I think I did an all right job getting some guys that are like scat and like starting and whatever, but like Ezekiel Elliott being a 3rd round pick, like, that's something you take a chance on. You're going to say, like, all right, you know what? This guy may not be the best or may not be what he was in his prime.
Yeah.
I still think he's in his prime. I just don't know what it's going to take for him to get back. Like, maybe the offensive line, something. But, like, for me.
For the way I'm looking at it, and, it threw us for a loop, right? But it's not like you went and got Jalen Waddle. Not to discredit what Waddle's doing, but you got arguably one of the best receivers, if not the best receiver in the game right now.
Yeah.
But my question, does a lot have to do with you being a Viking fan, or if you was a fan of anybody else, would you still make that move?
That's a hard question. I think I probably would, though, and my reason behind it is that not only do I know that this guy's going to produce, but last year he got me out of the woods on a lot of situations.
Yeah.
He was my guy last year. If I didn't have that dude producing for me, it was every week you were saying during
Justin Jefferson,
Harry's Drew again. Like, if it wasn't for, like, I have to have that loyalty to him on top of being a Vikings fan. There's just something about the guy. He's got Randy in him. Like, he's going to be something special, man.
And it's not. Oh, go ahead, Pat. I don't want to cut you off.
No, go ahead. If you're gonna add,
it's not so crazy that receivers should be going higher, because I released the first set of Pro Bowl players. What we're doing this year. If you look at Cooper Kupp is 106 points. He's the number 1 receiver. Diggs 95 points. Tyreek Hill 90 points. And then the number 1 running back is Nick Chubb with 86. Saquon with 85. Austin Eckler with 76. So I think the whole running back first is kind of gets thrown out the window, especially in this time of the football we're in.
The NFL has told us that already. Think about it. In the last 10 years, how many running backs have actually gotten picked up in the first round?
Yeah.
Like, real ballers, like dudes that like you're talking, they're going to be plugged players for the next 8-10 years.
Honestly, this was my first year actually having a chance to pick up a starting running back every year. I both of my starting running backs are backups. Like, I was so happy when Saquon fell. I grabbed him. I had to. I couldn't let him go by.
Now, the other flip side to this is, do I regret not taking Cook? And the answer is no.
No, of course not.
Much as I love that man, and I think he's going to be one of the best running backs in the league, like he's like, as long as he stays healthy. The thing that I don't like about Cook is that I feel like I'm going to get more out of JJ on a bad day than I would on Cook on a good.
Oh, absolutely. And then you would know more because you're more invested into the Vikings. So you know your O-line, you know the play calling, you know those stuff. compared to somebody like me who, if Dalvin Cook is there, I might be interested in him, not knowing the ins and outs of the Vikings and what's best for the thing. So you're like Jefferson on a bad day. You know, Darius Slade kind of locked him up week 2. That's why your name was.
Exactly.
That's why your name was Rogers was my daddy for 2 weeks. But
yeah, I respect it. Look, man. Look, when it comes to the Eagles, there's something about Minnesota going into Philly that makes it a bigger problem than
I'm gonna tell you what it is.
I absolutely hate playing Philly as it is, but playing.
I can tell you what it is. Playing against them twice a year, they're cheating. That's all it is. They're cheating. That's it. I guarantee you they're cheating.
I don't think they needed to cheat against us. We looked like ass that game, man. Watching that whole back.
But we go back and forth, Drew. We beat you guys, then you guys kill us, and then we beat you guys, then you guys kill us again. So it's just a back and forth little thing that we got.
Back and forth until you get to the playoffs.
Drew,
then you got 04, you got 06, you got 17. Nah, man, you guys own us in the playoffs. That just drives me crazy. I can't stand playing in Philly. I hate the city. No offense, Elias.
I think
there ain't no draw to that at all.
The Viking Eagles battle has made you my rival in fantasy, because every time oh shit, I'm playing Drew, and then the Eagles playing the Vikings, but I'm fucking the comeback kid is here, down 100 points, and he got me in a headlock.
You said Mr. Comeback pause.
I listen. I take the time to respect the fact that you took time to re-airbrush that photo of us, and you made it look nice, man. I appreciate that. I'm about to switch that now.
I'm not.
You, Drew, how you like the edit?
Yeah, he airbrushed it. He made my hair match. I don't know how he did it, but it looked.
Oh man, honestly, I wake up every day on fantasy like crazy. I watch the podcast continuously.
And look,
people listen out when they don't pay attention. This is sad.
I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked Alex. You've been in several leagues. You've been doing fantasy for a while. What makes us different than the leagues you've been in?
Listen, it's just a fun. The fact that every day someone's got something to say on the group chat. People talk shit. They rip shot each other. People just have fun. You know what I mean? And on top of that, this whole podcast thing, it's fun, man. I listen to it once a week, trying to either group myself up and psych myself up for how bad I did the week before. I'm I'm gonna put my best foot forward here for the next week. And if I win, I want to see what you got to say, man. Sometimes it's funny, but looking back, you were right, man. You sent me that text saying I went MIA for 2 weeks. You're damn right I went MIA for 2 weeks because I didn't want to say nothing. I was an angry little kid.
All of a sudden,
I went home.
After the pick 6, Drew starts popping up in the chat. I'm like, oh shit, I thought he left.
Drew, I have a question for you, Drew. Like Elias said, you've played in different leagues before, so I'm guessing you have a draft strategy that you normally go by. Do you mind sharing that?
It's funny. People say that, right? I hate it because to me, one player making it one person making a pick changes everything. So you don't really for me, it's best available. I'm looking at who's the best at the position I'm looking for right then and there. And can I go to another position if I think that someone's going to be available later? For me, it's more or less like a calculated draft. And there's a couple middle tier receivers when I go back to my pick. I'm going to wait before I take another one. So I'm going to try to get somebody else, a stronger running back, maybe a tight end that may be still sitting there. But for me, it really, I think receiver first is important. You always got to have that top 5. That dude that's going to produce for you week in and week out. There was a year, not in this league, obviously. There was a year, maybe, I think it was their rookie season, when AJ Green was a rookie with the Bengals.
Yeah.
I got Julio Jones and AJ back to back in a snake draft.
Woo.
And that team was unstoppable. That's why I tend to go for receivers. Like I said it. PPR league. you get points, you get receptions, and there's things that hold running backs back. So for me, if I don't have that running back that can do both, run and catch, he's not going to help my team in between the tackles and just keep blasting until he gets his yards.
How surprised are you with his performance this year?
I'm shocked. To be honest with you, like he's a funny player, man. Like there's years where he don't do nothing. There's years where he overproduces. There's years where you don't know if he's going to be the guy, and he's proven it that he's the dude.
Now, do you think it's a him problem? Because when I'm looking at Tennessee play out there, that O-line looks like they can't block. So I can't even. Him playing bad at this point is him being frustrated. I don't think it's a skill thing. I don't think they keying up on him.
It's a Giants. And here's the biggest issue about the team. You know, a few years ago when Rabel first got that job, you think about it. When Rabel first got that job, their first year they went to the AFC Championship game against the Patriots, right?
Yeah.
But Rabel is a defensive-minded guy. He had the pieces from the prior coaching staff that he didn't really need to worry too much about the offense. Now that a lot of these guys are dipping in free agency or just gotten complacent, the fact that they've hung on to Ryan Tannehill as long as they have, they should be ashamed of against. Now,
I trust him way more than Kirk Cousins. To me, is a top 15 quarterback. Honestly, he could be top 10 at this current moment. Ain't two people. He has the weapons. Yeah. Like you got some days, you guys just have a shitty day. For what reason? I don't know. I don't know if the Viking takes off his hat in the middle of halftime. It's something in that. Somebody comes to that arena and y'all play like shit sometimes. It's somebody in that crowd. I guarantee. Or it might be Elias when he shaves. When he shaves, that's probably when you have a shitty day.
So like for real, like I totally agree with that, Pat. As being a Viking fan as long as I have, I head scratch myself a lot. Like, you know, we've had some amazing teams over the years, and we lose some stupid playoff games or some bad games that we don't deserve to be losses. And it's just like I get used to it. You know, you can play
like my Giants.
Why?
But going back to that whole Tennessee, sorry, man. Tennessee, their biggest issue is that they are so defensive minded at this point that they've forgotten completely about that offense. And expecting Derrick Henry to go out there each week and be Derrick Henry, there's only so many guys who you can lean on like that. And I'll give you the shortest list ever: Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, Adrian Peterson, Emmitt Smith. And the reason that Emmitt Smith shouldn't even really be on that list is the fact that offense was stacked in the mid-90s. They had receivers and quarterback.
Bo Jackson.
I mean, there's some dudes on that list that they grind each week, and they're the reason that team either wins or loses, and it's in the trenches. Straight up. Saquon had a couple rough seasons, but now that he's back, man, I give him a lot of credit. I was thinking, I no way in hell I'm drafting this dude. No way in hell am I gonna.
As an Eagle lover and a Giant hater, I have to admit Saquon is looking phenomenal.
He's strong. He is.
He's looking really good. But Drew, obviously you heard how we're gonna do the draft order this year.
Yes.
And I've been asking everybody for their 40 time or prediction of their 40 time. Right? Patrick said 5.13. Alex said 4.8. What are you doing?
All right. I'm going to be real honest with you, okay? When I played college ball, we did this. You know, we were like, we're going to do 40s, and they thought it was a good idea for me to run a 40. Now, I can tell you that me running a 40 is a waste of time because I make schoolboys look fat. Mistakes, I'm still winded Weasley and trying to keep my shit going. So I'm gonna give you my prediction. You ready?
Yeah.
My prediction, my 40 time is going to be a 7-8. And the reason it's going to be a 7.8 is because I lost a step or two, and I was at about a 7.4 in college. So that's why we're gonna go with the 7.8. All right.
All right. Now, Drew,
That's just a realistic, real prediction right there.
Drew, I'm so happy you said that you went to college and you played, right?
Yep.
Let's be honest. Now, when a big lineman came up to that line and he ran like a gazelle, I know you've seen them before.
Mm-hmm.
What was the fastest time you've ever seen a lineman run?
In person, like at a combine or something?
Or even from what you know is a fact. It could have been from somebody you heard, but you know they have testimony. What was just what the number that the biggest guy ran before? Just the best number.
I think it's like a hybrid, like a linebacker / DN kind of thing. That guy, I think I saw someone on a 4.2 once.
Oh my God.
Okay. Now, I played high school ball with that man right there.
Yeah.
And he knows I was a hybrid as well. I played every position on the line. Pause. No dominant, right? Played linebacker as well. Do you think it was possible?
I'm looking through my notes. I can't remember what you said.
I weighed in high school. I was a solid 225. 220
Yeah,
to
fucking
225.
right.
Solid. I wasn't solid before 10.
25? Come on, Pat.
I wasn't like
225.
225, 250. I might say 250 max.
That's a big difference. 225 and 250 is a big difference.
I was a solid 250 now. I ran a 4.6.
Look, I wasn't there. And he said to ask Travis. And I asked Travis. And Travis said, ain't no way you ran a 4.6.
Travis, I remember Travis running. Travis ran a 5.1. Travis was one of our slowest linemen, but strongest linemen. Our fastest lineman was a boy named Darkness, right? Darkness ran a 4.5. And then Castro ran a 4.6 with me.
I don't know. Like, I'm not saying you didn't or you did. That's
now listen, in high school, it's a little bit sensitive for me. Like, we play Connecticut ball. You guys are from New York, respect, it is what it is, Tri-City, all that shit. But for me, in high school, I didn't run. Like, I didn't. Like, my coaches were like, nah, you just keep eating, and you get yourself up and you get a nice run stop. I mean, that's what I was, I was on the roster my senior year at 425 pounds. And that was a lie because I weighed 450. And everybody knew it too. Like they would be on the side, they'd be on the field, like the coaches be like, that dude's 425. You sure about that, coach? Like, it was a whole bunch of it was a whole year of nonsense. People were saying that we were cheating. People said I was 30. I got all sorts of like shit about
shoulder pads.
Like, I was the dude that would go Halloween. Like, I was out trick or treating at the age of 10, and they'd be like, "Go get a job, asshole." I'd be like, "All right, man." Like, for me, that's hard because I was 10 years old, so they were telling me to get a job, and I can't get a job. First of all, second of all, I'm not an adult. I was not getting candy, trying to figure out why all the other kids that were in my grade were getting it. I wasn't.
They thought you was John Wayne Gacy. That's messed up.
Years old.
What?
How big were you at 10 years old?
Right around 5'9", 5'10".
Shit, like Brian.
And then when I don't know weight wise, but I tell you, my freshman year of high school, I weighed 315 pounds. So.
Man, you was ready for college.
He was 5'10", and at 10 years old, I'm 5'11" as a 31-year-old man. That shit's embarrassing. I started high school at 5'3".
Oh shit. Yeah, see, my mom.
We was small in high school. We was real small in high school.
My mom is 5'0", and I got taller than my mom by the time I was in like third grade, fourth grade, something like that. I shot up quick though. It was like a year or two. I was just
Up there. Jesus. And
So before we let you go, Drew, you know, I don't know what you got planned for the rest of the night. But, any advice you want to give to the 1-3 team over here, or anybody in the league, or if you just want to talk shit to your next opponent, like just let it out.
I ain't gonna talk shit because I believe in karma. You know, the quicker you talk shit, the faster it comes back and bites you. But
I definitely lost last week.
Week 2, I was talking shit. Week 4, I'm on the other end of it.
That's what I'm saying, man. But like for me, the advice I can give you is that always be waiver wire ready, man. That dude that someone drops is someone else's trash is your treasure, man. The other thing is there's no way of knowing, man. Everything with fantasy is a chance. So sometimes you got to have the right websites. Like for me, I got this Would You Start app, and you put the names in, and it gives you a calculated versus professionals. And like sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I spin a wheel, and whoever gets it gets to be the starter. And when I do, I normally lose. So, so I gotta play it.
I would never use like a professional guy, because the one time I actually bought the magazine, the one time I'm looking through the rankings, and the one time I'm circling names and crossing them out, I had the worst fucking year of my fantasy career. Ever since, never again.
I was in a group of guys, man. These dudes were hustlers, man. I was like 18, 19 years old at the time, fresh out of high school, playing flag football with this team. And a bunch of these dudes were older than me, like, you know, way older. And they had like a rough group of guys that were in the fantasy drafts, and we all met up for the draft. So I'm over here drafting players. I'm excited. Like, I had Phillip Rivers and a whole bunch of other guys. And it was like in the middle of their career when LT was around. So there was some good ballers on the team. My team must have had the worst year, like as far as like players that should have produced that didn't. I had them all in one roster, man. I think I won one game that whole year. I was mad as hell. I threw away the magazines. I'm the same way, man. I don't believe in magazines, but every once in a while, if you need like that week in, week out, like who should I start running back? Every once in a while, you look back at the pros or something, you know?
You know what? All they want is your money. They're gonna tell you what they feel you want to hear.
Yeah.
I do the analytics myself. I watch the games. I listen to the experts and talk about how they're gonna have to go into next week missing certain key players. I do it all myself. And that has helped me a lot this season, especially with my defense. I've been switching out my defense almost every week for a reason.
I think
I'm looking for that calculated game.
That's a solid point. The other thing is that if you listen to the experts, at number one, I should have taken Jonathan Taylor. How does that work out for me if I got number one Jonathan Taylor?
Hey, you see the meme I just put out.
I'm gonna be honest. This is what I like about the experts. It's so many of them. It's so many of them to pick and choose that at the end of the day, you're gonna come. I came up with my own. I listen to him. I listen to him. He's credible. He's not. Stephen A. talks out his ass. Stephen A. likes to hear himself speak. Anything he say, except for when he's talking about Dallas Cowboys or Cowgirls, that's the only time I really pay attention to him.
Now, you, Elias, you have Cousins as a backup, right?
What happened?
You have Cousins as a backup, right? Or no?
Hold on, you were breaking
Kirk
up.
Cousins?
I couldn't hear you.
No, he has Jared Goff. He has Jared.
I got Jared.
Who has Kirk Cousins in the league?
Eddie.
Who has Kirk?
Eddie has Kirk Cousins.
I would like to know if he listened, and this makes sense because he's a Cowboy fan. I would like to know if he listened to Michael Irvin saying that he was going to be the MVP this year. I wonder, because like to me, like there's got to be something behind it. Then, like you know, like some people are credible, some people aren't. I love Irving as a player, and I'm in bad company right now. You guys are against him, but for me, like that dude was one of the best receivers in history, man.
No, well, I think what really happened, and this was I started the league with Trey Lance. I started the season with Trey Lance as my
quarterback. That's right.
I traded for Joe Burrow, and I picked up golf off of waiver wires. But
you stole them from waiver wires.
It's not my fault. You called me, said I'm going after golf. I said how much you're putting up. You told me the price, and I just raised it.
You're disrespectful.
I haven't paid a penny for anybody who I've picked up. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but
That's a great thing. That's a great thing.
Well, when you're going, I don't know if you tried to bid on Chris Godwin last week, but I did. Fuck, Alex put 125 on Chris Godwin.
For what?
Who was the one who put up? Was it 200 for Waddle a couple weeks ago? I think I heard somebody put up.
No,
like
that was Godwin. That was Godwin.
Oh, it's Godwin. Okay.
Yeah. But
what in the world?
For me, with quarterbacks, I don't know. You're trying to get rid of Brady. I don't know how you feel about golf. Maybe we can talk. Step into my office.
Listen, Brady jumped. I'm gonna be honest. First of all, he started the year, the first 2 games, trash. Dude was not producing at all. Now, the 3rd week, he actually had a pretty decent game. The 4th week the 3rd week they played the Saints, and I only won that matchup against Brian because I came back on him on Monday. But
it was Zeke, yeah.
It was because of that last minute touchdown that he got that was garbage time that kept me in the matchup to begin with.
Yeah.
He did it again last week. So if I didn't have those last second touchdowns, I wouldn't even be I would be right now at 1-3 or 0-4. I really would.
I'm just praying and hoping.
And you're right, when you talked about.
I'm just praying.
I'll tell you,
there's a major stat correction for last week, and they take you down like 20 points.
Listen,
maybe we'll see that stat correction week 8.
There was a time, I'm not joking. Me and my girl.
When you still out the playoffs?
Huh?
When he's still out the playoffs in week 8, when he's still not contending for playoffs.
Patrick, you're going down this week.
If there's anything about this league being 1-3 after week 4, does not mean you're out. I was in the same boat last year. I made it all the way to the first round of the playoffs. Got smacked by Trav, but at least I went to the lowest seed. But I was watching Red Zone right here. I was sitting here watching Red Zone, and 4:00 games were over. I looked down at my phone. I'm in 2 leagues. The other one's a free league for the guys I work with down here. One of them I'm winning by 20. The other one, I'm looking at Elias up 151 to 49 points. I put my phone down and said, I'm done. Not giving a shit who I got. I got 4 ballers still about to play. They didn't give a shit. I was like, nope, I'm out. And then all of a sudden, I'm looking after Sunday night, and the only reason I even looked during Sunday night is because Kelsey started having a game. He was stringing stuff together, and I'm like, wait a second, this might just be all right. And then, when you go into a final matchup on a Monday night, waiting on a defense to either score 8 or more points, you kind of figure I had a good Cinderella run, but it's about to end. Especially against the Super Bowl, a Super Bowl winning team. But no, man, they held it together. And Pat, I don't know what Cooper did for you, if you needed him or not. I know you got you lost this week, but I don't think Cooper would have made a big difference in that situation, no matter how much you did,
Man, Cooper, 2 good games, 2 bad ones.
It was the worst because I had Joe Burrow playing Thursday night, and all my guys were 1:00 games. So I knew at 4:00 where I was the rest of the week. So like you said, I'm up 140 something, 150. I'm like, oh, this is count me 2 and 2. I'm back at 500.
You don't feel good about that, then you're in the wrong league. That's just that's a 90-point advantage. Or no,
that's a 90 points. He has 4 guys. Like I said, I really wasn't counting the defense because I figured it would be a high scoring game. Nope, I was wrong. But Drew, I really appreciate you spending about an hour with us, man. And because of that 44-second cheeseburger challenge, there's no more eating challenges in this league no more.
Hey, listen, you got the beer chug. So wait, I gotta ask. You said that there's a sprint, there's a beer chug. So is it like a combination of all 3 events? Or
so what we're doing is, how we're gonna do it is there's 5 events, right?
Okay.
And then the person who gets first place in the event gets 12 points.
Okay.
11,
Each event has 12, and whoever gets last place gets 1 point. So we'll tally up all the points at the end of the events, and then the person obviously who has the highest. And I don't know if you heard last week, we're not doing where if you get the highest points, you get the first pick. You get to choose what pick you want.
Yeah, I saw you said that, so that's cool.
Yeah, so because I know a lot of people don't like number one because of the snake and it takes too long to wrap around. So some people might prefer drafting in the middle. So I'm given the option where you choose where you want to draft.
Like for me, being number one this year was great because you get to make the first one. Whatever you want, it's open to you. Now, the problem with it, like you wait for it to come back, is that you have time to think, but during that time, you're watching guys that you want on the drafts get pulled out, and you're like, damn, like it's falling apart quick.
Picks away.
That player from 1 to 23 is a big difference. Like that 24th guy drafted is nowhere near the caliber.
I'm gonna be honest with somebody like me. I have a particular way I draft.
Right.
I know who I'm gonna pick in each round. In a sense, I know who I'm gunning for. I know who's gonna be off. So, like the way I ended up with these receivers this year, I still ended up with Adam Thielen. That's somebody I was gunning for. I didn't get him.
Adam Thielen was one of those guys that I was waiting on too long. I kept.
Me too. I had him in my queue, and I kept checking on him. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna pull the trigger on Thielen this round. And then right before me, because Pat on the wraparound, he was before me. And right before me on the wraparound, he picked Thielen. I was like, fuck.
No, it wasn't me. I didn't pick Thielen. So the person before me picked Thielen. I forgot who drafted before me, but that's who picked Thielen. And that's who I was going for. I believe that was the 7th round or the 6th round.
I think Alex had to start the league.
It had to be Alex.
Yes,
I think Alex drafted
team was
before.
Wheeling and Thielen. Yep.
Yeah, it was more than a Thielen or something like that.
And I believe somebody drafted Travis Kelce in the 5th round.
Drew. That was Drew. You got Kelce
in the 5th round. It was in the 5th round, right?
Kelce was either the 4th or 5th, but it was a good pick wherever it came out.
I'm gonna tell you, I know it was the 5th. No, yeah, I know it was the 5th because I drafted Saquon. Then I wanted 2 receivers back to back. That's how I ended up with Stephon Diggs and Cooper Kupp. That's why I didn't take Thielen because Cooper was still there for my 3rd round pick.
You got Cooper Kupp was your first pick. You went receiver, Saquon.
No, I went Saquon first. Saquon was my first.
No, you did not. I'm telling you now, you went receiver. There's no way in hell Cooper Kupp fell to the 3rd round, bro.
Yeah, Cooper. There's no way.
I went Derrick Henry because Henry fell to me.
I went Stephon Diggs first. And then Cooper Kupp.
And then you went Saquon. Saquon was your 3rd pick.
3rd pick, and then my 4th pick.
You went Lamar, right?
Lamar. I went Lamar, and my 5th pick was gonna be Travis Kelce. And you ended up snatching him. And that's how I ended up with Amari Cooper.
What was the thought behind the Trey Lance move, Elias?
The thought was I'm never doing a live draft ever again because we're laughing, we're joking, and I said, shit, I need a quarterback. And when I went, I was like, fuck, this guy's the best available. So what I went with him.
He just said he was gonna pick up Lance.
And look, I could have went anybody else, like Goff was still there, Kirk Cousins was still there, but when he was the best available, I looked at I had Jalen Hurts last year, and Jalen Hurts carried me to number 1 seed all season.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he's the same player as Jalen Hurts, but similar play style. So I said, you know what? If there's a person I can gamble on, I'll gamble on somebody who I can get who's a dual threat. He's a passer. He can run. And week 1, he didn't do shit. It's in the rain, which I understand. And then week 2, he gets hurt. First play of the game.
Yeah.
So it was like.
Yeah, I was just curious. You know what I mean? Because, for me, quarterback is always something I wait too long. This year, I went with Brady early because I said, you know what? I need someone that I can rely on that I know is going to do something.
And
I normally draft my quarterbacks 5th. My quarterback is normally the 5th pick. That's always my pick. And this year I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going for Lamar 4th round.
But the same thing happened last year. I waited too long and I ended up with Jalen Hurts, and I wasn't happy with it.
One thing that happened to me is that I took the 49ers defense early on, in the draft format because it was the first defense off the board. Now, the reason I did that is because I knew that they were going to be consistent. They're coming back with the same coordinator. The team basically didn't change at all defensively. So if they were going to have a good year again, it's going to be because they they're just chemistry. They're too much. And same situation with Elias on Trey Lance. First game, they come out against the Bears in the rain, like a bad day, bad weather. All right, I'll let it go. And since then, they've been producing. I think they're the second-ranked defense in fantasy right now.
I normally draft that way too. I normally go for my defense 7th round, maybe 8th. But this year, I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick my defense last, and I'm going to pick the best available because I knew from the beginning of the season, every week I'm going to change up my defense depending on what the matchups are.
I'll tell you one thing.
Approach.
There was a time I was thinking about it. I'm looking back at the defenses that were on the board. They were all there. But I was looking back at who I was thinking about taking, and it was either them or the Rams. And my God, am I happy that I got the 49ers. Dude, the Rams defense is not the Rams defense right now, man. They're not.
Before we let you go, sell us on Nashville so we could possibly go down there for the draft. What we got?
I'm telling you right now, Nashville is good on so many levels. First of all,
barbecue.
The barbecue is obviously a big deal. Secondly, we have more bars in a 3-block radius down there than anybody else in the country, including New York City. And on top of that, the women down here are 12 out of 10. So it's how it is, man. You get a chance to look at some stuff while you're walking around.
For the guys that don't drink.
Now, for the guys that's in a relationship, I'm worried about the barbecue. the women I could care less for. The barbecue, I'm in the barbecue. I'm with the women, the weed, and the barbecue.
Who are not, like there are a few of us that I think are single in this thing. I'm not, but I was just saying, like there's some guys who may want to look at that option.
But again, we'll let you go, Drew. I got the kids
barbecue.
Upstairs. I got the kids upstairs telling me they're hungry. I've been down here a little too long. So all right, man. We'll definitely let you go. Appreciate it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being part of the league, man.
All right, y'all. Take care.
All right,
later.